Today you will be taking your science unit test over investigating flow of energy and life cycles. Please make sure you're pausing in between each question so you can answer the question and bubble it on your answer sheet. Number 1, properties of aquatic organisms. You have organism, there's in description and food source. So grass shrimp, small clear shrimp, eats algae, small worms, small crustaceans. Phytoplankton, microscopic marine animals. They make food with water and carbon dioxide. Water snail, it's a gastropod mollusk that lives in the water, eats algae and aquatic plants. Zooplankton, tiny animals found near the surface in aquatic environments, eats algae and other organic material found in the water. Based on the properties of aquatic organisms table, which organism is a producer? A, grass shrimp, B, phytoplankton, C, water snail, D, zooplankton. Number 2, some students were studying plants and animals. They were trying to find ways that plants and animals are similar. Which of the following happens in both plant and animal life cycles? F, blood circulation, G, pollination, H, photosynthesis, J, reproduction. Number 3, there's bird, mammal. How is the life cycle of a bird different from the life cycle of a mammal? A, only birds can reach adulthood. B, only mammals require nutrition to grow. C, only birds hatch from an egg. D, only mammals change their shape as they grow. Number 4, the source of energy for all plants can be traced back to F, fertilizer, G, water, H, sun, J, animals. Number 5, these two species of birds, the egret and heron, eat the same types of fish as their main diet. They live in the same ecosystem. How would the egrets in this area most likely respond if all of the herons were removed from the area? A, they would move to different ponds. B, they would adapt to another diet. C, they would build fewer nests. D, they would have an increase in population. Number 6, rainforests normally receive a lot of rain. Which of the following is most likely to happen to the plants in the rainforest during a severe drought, and which organism might this affect? F, the plants will wilt and may die. Herbivores may have less food. G, the plants will quickly adapt. Herbivores may have more food. H, the plants will grow taller. Carnivores may have more food. J, the plants will sprout new leaves. Carnivores may have more food. Number 7, scientists have been studying a new species discovered in the rainforest. After careful study, they have determined that the species spends a part of its life cycle as a worm or caterpillar. This is the larva stage of its life cycle. During its pupa stage, it encloses itself in a protective case and becomes dormant for approximately 3 weeks. Then it emerges from the case with wings. What organism has a life cycle most similar to the new species? A, frog, B, cricket, C, lady beetle, D, radish plant. Number 8, which of the following sequences shows the stages of an insect's life cycle in appropriate order? Number 9, there's owl, chipmunk, hawk, tree, deer, fox, rabbit, grass, grasshopper, mouse. In the diagram, which of the following will have the greatest impact on the food chain if it were removed? A, grass, B, deer, C, fox, D, rabbit. Number 10, owl, chipmunk, hawk, tree, deer, fox, rabbit, grass, grasshopper, mouse. The trees in the food web develop full leaves. The leaves will block the sun from the grass. What will happen to the grass and the rabbits? F. The grass will die and there will be fewer rabbits. G. The grass will die and there will be more rabbits. H. The grass will grow and there will be fewer rabbits. J. The grass will grow and there will be more rabbits. Number 11. Same web as the last two. If there is a shortage of mice, which of the following is most likely to happen? A. The number of deer will increase. B. The number of chipmunks will decrease. C. The number of foxes will increase. D. The number of hawks will increase. Number 12. Again, the same web as before. The owl and hawk both eat the mouse. If the population of the two sets of birds double, what is most likely to happen to the mouse population? F. The mouse population will move to a different ecosystem. G. The mouse's population numbers will decrease. H. The mouse population will have more births. J. The mouse population numbers will increase. Number 13, A, B, C, D. Container A, 2 hours of light. Container B, 4 hours of light. Container C, 6 hours of light. Container D, 8 hours of light. Growth on day 5. Growth on day 10. Growth on day 15. Johnny conducts an experiment to see how the amount of light a plant receives affects its growth. He gives plant A 2 hours of light, plant B 4 hours of light, plant C 6 hours of light, and plant D 8 hours of light. What did the light bulb represent in this experiment? The environment, B, sunlight, C, the amount of rain, D, the temperature in Johnny's yard. Number 14, A, B, C, D. Container A, 2 hours of light. Container B, 4 hours of light. Container C, 6 hours of light. Container D, 8 hours of light. Growth on day 5, growth on day 10, growth on day 15. Johnny conducts an experiment to see how the amount of light a plant receives affects its growth. He gives plant A 2 hours of light, plant B 4 hours of light, plant C 6 hours of light, and plant D 8 hours of light. Based on the data, what is the best conclusion of his experiment? F, the plants that received the least amount of light grew the tallest. G, plants seem to grow tallest when they receive 4 hours of light. H, the more light the plants received, the taller they grew. J, giving plants fertilizer caused plant heights to increase. Number 15. Johnny conducts an experiment to see how the amount of light a plant receives affects its growth. He gives plant A 2 hours of light, plant B 4 hours of light, and plant C 6 hours of light, and plant D 8 hours of light. Which graph below best shows Johnny's final results? On the side going vertically, it's growth. Horizontally, it says hours of light. Number 16, what do producers need to make their own food? F, heat, carbon dioxide, and water. G, sunlight, oxygen, and water. H, heat, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. J, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. Number 17, which of the following statements describes how consumers get food? A, consumers are able to make their own food. B, consumers must get food from other organisms. C, consumers make food or get food from other organisms. D, consumers use sunlight and carbon dioxide for food. 18. The diagram below shows a grassland food web. You have grasses, shrubs, deer, mice, mountain lions, hawks, snakes. Refer to the grassland food web above. Which of the following answers show one of the ways energy flows in the grassland food web? F. Sunlight, grasses, deer, mice. G. Snakes, mice, grasses, sunlight. H. Sunlight, shrubs, deer, mountain lions. J. Snakes, hawks, mountain lions, sunlight. Number 19. Which of these is the correct order of the stages in the life cycle of a beetle? A. Adult, pupa, larva, egg. B. Egg, nymph, adult. C. Adult, nymph, egg, pupa, larva. D. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Look at the life cycle of a butterfly and the life cycle of a beetle. Egg, larva, pupa, butterfly. Egg, larva, pupa, beetle. Both butterflies and beetles are types of insects. What is one way in which the life cycle of a butterfly is similar to the life cycle of a beetle? F. Butterflies and beetles look like miniature adult butterflies and beetles after hatching from eggs. G. Young butterflies and beetles become pupa before they become larvae. H. Butterfly and beetle eggs hatch into larvae that turn into pupa. J. Butterfly and beetle eggs are laid by their pupa. 21. Which of the following statements is not true when comparing the life cycle of a bean plant with the life cycle of a beetle? Bean plant, beetle. A. Both life cycles include growth and change. B. Both life cycles include several different stages. C. Both life cycles include a larva and pupa stage. D. Both life cycles include the adult reproducing to make more of its own kind.